Top 10 countries that embrace black people. Tired of being tolerated instead of embraced? Here are 10 countries where black folks feel seen, respected, and celebrated. Let's count down. Number 10, Germany. Afro-Germans are rising. Berlin's got soul, art, and activism. Number 9, Costa Rica. The Caribbean coast honors Afro roots, warm people, pura vida. Number 8, Colombia. Cali and Cartagena, black culture runs deep. Music, pride, legacy. Number 7, Thailand. They may not know your struggle, but they treat you with peace, not police. Number 6, Canada. Toronto's a melting pot. You can breathe, you can build. Number 5, Brazil. Blackness is in the blood here. Carnival, capoeira, candomblé, Afro power everywhere. Number 4, Netherlands. Amsterdam respects difference. Black Dutch culture is loud and proud. Number 3, South Africa. Majority black, majority proud. Not perfect, but it feels like ours. Number 2, Ghana. They said, come home, and meant it. Culture, legacy, royalty. Number 1, Nigeria, the motherland. No labels, no code switching. Just power, pride, and possibility. You don't have to keep shrinking in countries that only see you as a threat. There's a whole world where blackness isn't feared, it's celebrated.
African American friendly countries. Where is it the safest? Where will we not be judged based on the color of our skin? I get this question all the time, so I know it's a really hot topic. And after traveling to about 77 countries, I'm going to share with you 11 of the top friendly countries for African Americans. I've been to certain countries, and it's like when you get there, everybody's staring. Sometimes you'll walk past people and they're kind of like snickering to like their friends. I've been to other places where, people want to take a bunch of pictures of you, sometimes of you and sometimes with you. And on one side, you feel like kind of like a celebrity a little bit. But on another side, you're like, man, this is a little excessive. Like, you don't want to just have people taking pictures of you like this, right? It could be a little much, especially if you're there on vacation or holiday. So let's get into it. Number 11, Colombia. I love Colombia. From the amazing people, the beaches, the food. There's so many amazing parts of Colombia, from Medellin, Bogota, Cartagena, Cali. There's so many great places to visit in that country. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a gem. If you visit Cartagena, just outside of Cartagena, about 1 hour, there's an area called San Basilio de Palenque. This is the first free African town in the Americas, right? It was founded by escaped slaves. Going there is such a unique experience. From the culture, the history, the food, you learn so much. But just like experiencing places like that while being in Colombia, that just goes to show you how much black culture is deep rooted within just the history and foundation of Colombia, which is really another reason why this is such a friendly place towards African Americans. So I'd highly encourage you to visit Colombia for sure. Number 10, we have Honduras. You have amazing places like Roatan, which is probably one of the most popular cities in Honduras. But there you find amazing beaches, hotels, amazing food, amazing scenery. It's just an absolute amazing place to visit. And Roatan is also home to the Garifuna people, and the Garifunas are descendants of Africans. And while visiting Roatan, one of my favorite places to visit was Punta Gorda, which is a neighborhood filled with the Garifuna people. There, I had amazing food. I got a chance to learn about the history of the Garifunas and how they intertwined with Honduras, and just so much more. Roatan Garifuna communities are known for their music, food, vibrant festivals. African Americans who visit Roatan find the welcoming Garifuna culture a familiar and comfortable experience. At number 9, we have Panama. What's not to love about Panama? From the amazing weather, the food, the people, the culture, the beaches, everything's a vibe in Panama. That's why there's so many people moving to Panama. But if you don't know, Panama has a very large Afro-Panamanian community. So they're very embracing of African Americans. From you being able to experience the Panama Canal, which has so much history, they call it the world's greatest shortcut, or visiting Casco Viejo, which is one of the most historical areas in Panama, where there's so much history and culture and good vibes. And you just absolutely have to experience Panama. And again, if you're looking for an African American friendly destination, Panama is certainly one of them. Number 8, which is Thailand. Thailand is hands down one of my favorite places on this planet. Although Thailand doesn't have a large African descendant population. What they do have is a lot of African American expats moving to Thailand, and rightfully so. I'm tempted to move to Thailand every single day because Thailand has such a welcoming culture to just all demographics. The weather's amazing, the food is amazing, there's so much to do, and the cost of living is really low. So you can literally go to Thailand and live like a king or queen while being on a budget. If you're looking for a African American friendly destination, Thailand is certainly one of them.
Top 5 least racist countries that I've been to. All right, I don't think I can really say least racist. I would probably say countries that I myself, as a black man and in my own personal experience, felt safe in, and that I didn't experience overt racism. Now, for me, I consider a lot of things to be racist, and y'all might not. I consider microaggressions to be racist. I consider when I'm in a country, somebody's like, "Oh my God, you look like a rapper." Yeah, that to me is being racist. I don't care. Racism doesn't always have to stem from a place of hate. It can just stem from a place of ignorance. Now, obviously, I'm not even going to mention any countries that are in the African continent because the majority of them are black countries. For you people who will come over here and be like, "Why are you always looking for find racism? Every time you look for it, you'll find it." Listen, motherfucker, this is my page and this is the way I live my life already, okay? Being black, until you are black, you don't get to understand it or get to decide how we feel, alrighty. Number 5, Myanmar, also formerly known as Burma. I absolutely loved my time here as well, and I especially went there closer to the time that the borders had just opened to tourism. So I would say a lot of people had never seen people like me. And you know, a lot of times when you go to countries where there's not many of you, people are like staring at you all the time and stuff. I never felt that vibe. People are just super welcoming, just super kind in general, literally the nicest people. Number 4, also in Southeast Asia, Taiwan, which really surprised me. You know, I expected because it was so close to China and you know the history there and stuff, that it would be my experience, that my experience would be similar to how I've had encounters with Chinese people. But there, the people were not bothered by me at all. Basically, I just felt like a nobody. Nobody was looking at me. Nobody was paying me any attention. The few interactions that I had with Taiwanese people were all so lovely and nice. No complaints there. Number 3, moving on along to Ireland in Europe. I would say now that one might surprise some of y'all. But to me, in Ireland, I lived there for about almost 2 years and I had a wonderful experience there, especially in Dublin specifically. But even when I went to the countryside and stuff, I never felt like people were like judging me for being like black. And I know that that's not the case for everybody, but remember again, whose experience is this? It's mine. Alrighty, number 2, moving over to South America, Colombia. I would say Colombia really shocked me. I've spent a lot of time in Colombia. That's for another story. But also because there are so many black Colombians there as well. That number 1 spot is reserved for none other than Mexico, our little neighbor there right by the United States, y'all. I love me some Mexico down. I love me some Mexicans. I love me some Mexican food, all of that. And I always feel welcome when I'm there, you know. I would say as well, there's a lot of black Mexicans and a lot of black Americans that are there now, especially around like Mexico City and on the coast and such. And so I just feel really welcome every time that I am there. Once again, like I said, these 5 countries are in my own experience. I'm sure that there's somebody on this app who has experienced racism in each and every one of these places. So take that with a grain of salt. But that was my experience. And I love all of those places. Now, the question is, do y'all want to know my top 5 most racist countries that I've ever been to?
The top 10 least racist countries in the world. Number 10 is Ireland. Number 9.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, welcome on board. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button because it helps with the growth of this channel. So basically, I've done a video where 10 countries where black people shouldn't go. You know, it tends to be not black friendly and it's kind of dangerous. I did that video. So if you haven't watched it, please click on the video above and go watch it again. Now, I'm so happy that there are countries in the world where black people could go without being, you know, targeted, without feeling their blackness, you know. And I was surprised Nigeria was called as one of those countries in the world where a black person would go and do not be discriminated against. And again, I'm gonna say this as a Nigerian because we are the largest number of black people in the world. Literally, we have about 240 million black people in Nigeria. So if you're an American, if you're coming from the Caribbean, once you go to Nigeria, as soon as you get there, it feels like home. It feels like home. You won't feel any, you know, kind of out of way or out of picture or feel like, okay, you feel okay, everyone is black. until you start speaking, of course. But for the most part, once you're there, you feel not looked at, not policed, not, being asked questions of stuff, not being targeted, especially when you walk into a mall or into a store. So I'm happy to list all these wonderful countries in this video where you can actually go without feeling out of place, without feeling like people are gonna look down on you, discriminate against you. So guys, if you haven't subscribed, hit on the subscribe button. I have more videos for you, so stay tuned.
Finland. Number 8, Belgium. Number 7 is Denmark, and I would love to go to Denmark one day. Number 6, Switzerland. Now, we all know Switzerland is usually pretty even-keeled, pretty neutral, as they say. So even in terms of racism, they're neutral folk over there. Number 5, Norway. Number 4 is Sweden. The Swedish are brilliant. If you ever get a chance to check out Swedish cinema, Ingmar Bergman, greatest director of all time, period. Number 3, the Netherlands. Number 2 is Canada. They're just so lovely over there in Canada, aren't they? They're worried about hockey and maple syrup, not racial division. If you like this list and want more...
Rating countries I've traveled to on how Black friendly they are, part 2. Let's go. If you like these types of videos, then make sure you hit the like button, comment down below and let me know, and go ahead and repost the video. I've been to over 35 countries, so I can make more. Honduras, 10 out of 10. Super friendly locals, very helpful, and they even expressed to us that they wanted more Black people to come and visit Honduras. So go. Also, there's already a bunch of Black people living there. Go figure. Greece, 7 out of 10. You won't blend in here. I didn't find the locals to be overly friendly, and we did have a racist encounter. Italy, a lot of y'all wanted me to do this one. 7 out of 10. I did find myself getting ignored a lot when it came to getting service places, and the people just really weren't friendly, but they weren't unfriendly. And overall, I just really didn't like it there. And Portugal, 9 out of 10, and I'll tell you why they lose the point. So the good thing is that I really did enjoy my time in Portugal. I did find the locals to be quite friendly, and they were helpful. I saw lots of other Black people there, so there weren't any weird stares or anything like that. But I'm not going to forget about that slavery thing, so y'all lose a point for that.
Friendly countries for Black people to move to. I'm an American citizen and an Australian permanent resident, and I feel like this is a really big topic. So I've created a list of the top countries that people recommend for Black people to move to with the visas that you need. So Ghana is offering a right to abode visa, meaning if you are African American or you have any African descent, you can apply for this visa and work your way to citizenship, move there and work there, and you can take dependent. My favorite is Portugal. Portugal has a digital nomad visa. You can take your kids. You just have requirements of like how much you're making and able to work remote. But I love the digital nomad visa in Portugal or the D8 visa. I mean, I don't think anyone would be sad to move to Belize. Belize also has a digital nomad visa that you can take your dependents on. For this visa, you do need about $75,000 to $100,000 annually to qualify for this one. The Portugal one isn't as high. I believe Portugal is $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Lastly, Costa Rica. Who would be sad about going to Costa Rica? You can also take dependents and you only need about $3,000 to $4,000 a month to prove it. Now, I can firmly say I've only ever been to Portugal, and hands down, I loved Portugal, loved every single experience, and I fit right in. It's one of the few countries where I saw people that looked like me everywhere, and they automatically talked to me in Portuguese first before they spoke to me in English. If you are Black and you have moved abroad though, tell us where you've moved and what your experience has been like. Like I said, I haven't been to these other countries, so I do not personally know, but these are the ones that people have said they like. Any other questions? Comment below.
Best places to travel for Black people. I would highly recommend Cuba. Cuba is such a vibe. Cuba is amazing. Cuba was so beautiful. The culture, like it just makes me feel like I just want to dance. The food was good, drinks are good, but like the vibe is immaculate. The vibe is top tier. I loved Cuba. We did Havana and Trinidad de Cuba, and in Trinidad we did a tour, a horseback riding tour, and we went to this location where they kind of show you how they make the coffee and stuff like that. And Cuban coffee is top tier. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I loved Cuban coffee. And also they make this honey, but it's like a mango honey. Oh, I love mango. Anything mango, I love. But that mango honey was so good, so good. I would highly, highly recommend Cuba. Another location I would say is Iceland. Iceland was so gorgeous. It's just the nature, everything. It's just the waterfalls, the mountains, the black sand beaches, everything. It's just so beautiful in Iceland, and I would highly recommend that you rent a car. We did 10 days, so we just rented a car and we just drove south. We didn't get a chance to do the whole island, but yeah, that was good enough. And we drove south. We went all the way like past Vic. For those who know, and we did like the black sand beaches, we did the diamond beach. It was just amazing. We did the golden, it's called the Golden Circle. Is that what it's called? I forgot what it's called, but I think it's called the Golden Circle. Oh my God, it was amazing. Gullfoss, like all these big waterfalls that are just like so impressive. Yeah. And also like we met this Haitian girl who actually was, she was adopted from Haiti when she was like very, very young by an Icelandic couple, and she's lived in Iceland like all her life. And you know, she was just telling us just her experience, and she was just saying how like she just never experienced racism. And I know Iceland was cut off from the world for a very, very long time, so they just don't know much about like racism, so you're not going to get like microaggressions from them. So I would highly recommend Iceland. I would recommend, I know there's a little bit of sprinkle of racism there, but I would recommend the Caucasus. I loved the Caucasus. And I'm someone like, sometimes I just love going to like off the beaten path, right? I just love going to countries that most people are not aware that they even exist. So Armenia, Georgia, and Azerbaijan, amazing, amazing. The culture, the food in Georgia, the food in the Caucasus, the food in Azerbaijan, oh my God, such a vibe. And also, I don't know, I just feel proud to say that, oh, I swam in the Caspian Sea, which is the sea that borders Azerbaijan. I just love that. That was amazing. I would also recommend Turkey. Turkey was beautiful, beautiful. Like Cappadocia is literally probably one of my top places to be. It was so amazing, it felt so magical. And I know it gets hyped up, but like rightly so. Cappadocia deserves to be hyped up. Istanbul was great too. Istanbul was its own vibe, which I loved. The history, but the nature and the rock formation in Cappadocia, beautiful, gorgeous. And I would also recommend, I would say Senegal. Yes, Senegal. Senegal was, I would give anything to be in Senegal right now. I will give anything. The food, West African food, Senegalese, oh my God, the food is amazing. The people were just so warm, so beautiful. You have like these beautiful, tall, lanky people. They're just so gorgeous. I loved Senegal. We did Dakar for 3 weeks, and it was probably the best 3 weeks of my life. I loved it. I would also recommend Morocco. Morocco, surprisingly, was so good. It was so good. Obviously, you know, like Morocco, the food in Morocco, the tagine, the couscous, the food was great, and also like just very affordable. One more country, I want to say anywhere in Southeast Asia, pretty much anywhere in Southeast Asia. I had such a good time. It was such a vibe. The culture, the food, the atmosphere, the beautiful like trees, everything in Southeast Asia was amazing. I did, Vietnam, Thailand, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia. I would highly recommend any of them, especially like Indonesia and Malaysia. I would highly, highly recommend. I loved it all. Another one I would recommend is, I would recommend Budapest, Hungary.
So black people, if you're looking for places to travel that are black welcoming or they are peaceful, that welcome black people or like black people, so these countries that are mentioned in the video, if you have the chance and the means, you might want to try it, right? As of last year, first quarter of last year, about 250,000 Americans left the American shores. You know, they travel to other countries. So if you're a black American and you're looking for a country that is black friendly, that is peaceful, that do not care about microaggression, do not care about policing, over policing, then you might want to check one of these countries. But let me know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments as regarding which of the countries you would like to go, especially if you have the means.
It was a little bit quiet, but very romantic. It was everything you want to go to Europe for. Budapest is the epitome of it. It's so beautiful and so romantic and just so quiet. I don't know. It was amazing. The only thing is it was just cold when we went. So I would recommend not going to anywhere in Eastern Europe in the cold. You don't want to do that because literally my bones were cold, but like everything was good. Everything was good. It's very similar to like Western Europe, except it was just like quieter and just not as many tourists. Okay. I am very biased for this, but Paris. I love Paris. I've been going to Paris like almost every year since 2016. I love Paris. You can never make me hate Paris. You can never make me hate Paris. And I go for 2 to 3 months at a time. I literally just came back from Paris this year for 3 months. It was amazing. I love Paris. I love it. There's just always so much to do. And if you're a black person, there are tours for black. It's called Black Paris Tour, and I've never done it, but I've kind of like seen kind of like what they're doing, and it's amazing. It explains how black people shaped the culture or contributed to the culture of Paris. And also there's just like different pockets where there's like predominantly black people in certain areas, and so the food, the West African, Caribbean food, so amazing, so good. So yeah, I would definitely recommend those places if you're a black person and you want to, you know, go to what may seem as like black friendly countries.